And Lachlan, let's move on to what we've been watching.
You want to go first this week, Ewan?
Yes, I can go first. First up, I watched the series Yellowjackets about a high school soccer team that's going to nationals when the plane crashes in the Canadian wilderness. So they're stranded there, and the story is told in flashbacks in two timelines that sees the present day with the survivors and the survivors of like the whole thing, and then flashback, I guess, to the Canadian wilderness where there's more people alive that are most likely gonna die. So the whole story is told in a way where you know who is going to survive and who doesn't make it. The whole dynamic between the characters is very entertaining to watch, and it sets it up to be kind of a Lost type of show that keeps the intrigue up, and you're not really sure what's going on at large. The whole first season is out now, and it's getting a confirmed season 2. So I give that a warm-hearted shout out. And then secondly, I watched the Rehearsal, the new thing from Nathan Fielder. Episode 1 is out already, and usually I wait like for Yellowjackets until the season is wrapped so I can shout it out. But no, here I think after episode 1, I can already say this is a show worth seeing. It's basically a show where it is about the rehearsal process of real life things. So the whole scenario of the show is that Nathan Fielder preps someone to have a conversation with someone else that they're wildly uncomfortable with. To have that conversation, it's something difficult. So he rebuilds the whole set and sets the stage for where that difficult conversation will take place, and then they rehearse it and they rehearse it and they rehearse it and run through all the scenarios. That aspect alone is super entertaining. It kind of also takes a step back, and you get to watch a lot of like these really awkward and anxiety inducing moments that we all share as humans, the kind of in between ness of conversations that are usually not really covered in film. And to me, it was like psychologically something very interesting to see. And episode 1 is amazing, and I haven't seen more than that, but I'll definitely be watching that, and that's streaming on HBO. But yeah, that's all I've been watching.
That's nice, Ewan. I probably should start with something I didn't fully watch, but I said I was going to watch, but struggled to get through
Oh no,
first
empty
couple
promises.
moments because I wasn't just mentally prepared. So, Ewan, for one last time, I want you to zoom in on this here.
Zoom. Yes, zoom.
And because you're editing it, as you always do, I didn't get to watch Morbius. I'm sorry. The 4K edition of Morbius, I didn't get to watch. However,
okay.
I mean, I watched a little bit, but I didn't finish it, so I'm not going to consider. I wasn't mentally prepared.
Right.
But anyway, something I did watch. All right, I've been watching, just as a reference, I've been watching Clone Wars on Disney because I have never watched the series and I'm getting into it, so very keen for that. But more importantly, there's another movie that came out called Everything Everywhere All at Once, and so far this year, I would say it's my movie of the year, and it came out on 4K. But what kind of person would I be if I would put my favorite movie of all time in the same spot that Morbius sat down here at the edge of the frame that Ewan would have to zoom into? So I built something. Something. So this is the quiet on set displaying of the 4K Anator. It's essentially a tripod with a this is only going to be for the YouTube viewers, by the way. If you're listening to this, I'm just describing it for you. It's a tripod with a DJI phone gimbal holding on to a PlayStation DualShock 4 controller iPhone holder. And if I place it right here on the edge of the frame, because I don't use this side of the frame, obviously. I'm pointing to the wrong side. We rarely do. So I thought I should fill the space with something, and this is what I've decided to fill the space with. So, ladies and gentlemen, Everything Everywhere All at Once on the new quiet on set. Oh, it really puts a shadow on me as well. I probably should have thought about this earlier. I'm going to figure this out. I'm figuring this out live. So this is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Came out on 4K, and I bought the disc. And I watched it, and it was great. It's like the bajillionth time I've watched this film. And I just want to let everyone know it's a great movie. And even on 4K, it looks insane. So my recommendation and what I watched this week, Everything
It's
Everywhere
right
All at
there.
Once. Now I've got to figure out how I'm
Yeah.
going to get this to stand there and still look.
Yeah.
I put it there? Surely, right? Filmmaking is all about getting past challenges, right?
Problem solving,
And
yes.
problem solving, that's what it is. And
Yeah.
this, out of anything I've ever done, is some of the best
It's
problem solving.
Yeah, I was thinking first I was like, okay, what's he doing with the gimbal there? But that's just as an attachment, so it's like rests so nicely on that. What did you say? It was a PS5 controller thing down there?
A PS4 DualShock phone mount holder.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I love it. We
This
now got everything.
and Ewan,
Yeah.
zoom in. This is great. You can still zoom in.
Yes, zoom in.
This is
You got
what
double the frame.
JuneCam has evolved to. JuneCam evolved for me having a webcam set up for a particular shot, and I realized that's not in the faith of June. June would, did a lot of technological advancements for the film world,
Mhm.
and I have made a technological advancement for the podcast. So
Yeah, practical
ta-da!
effects, we can't just cut away
Yes.
to something else. Yeah.
And it's also
I
something I
see.
can set up in about 2 minutes before we start recording. So even better.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to your full review for Morbius at some point when you get around to
I'll get around to
watching
it at
that
some
as
point.
well. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Cam. It takes a bit longer to say, but I guess it can change now each week, which is this is exciting. Wow, the advancement of the podcast.